Hey everybody, welcome back to Spiritual Journey with Donna. Alright, today we are going to talk about Samhain, spelled S-A-M-H-A-I-N, but pronounced Samhain, which is a Gaelic word. And it's, Samhain is, what it does is marks the end of the harvest and the beginning of winter. And it falls between the fall equinox and the winter solstice, Mabon and Yule. Celebrations begin the evening of October 31st, which everyone knows is Halloween, All Hallows Eve, and ends at the sunset of November 1st. And the actual festivals were not recorded until the early modern era. It was when cattle were brought down from the summer pastures and livestock were slaughtered. Special bonfires were lit and deemed to have protective cleansing powers, and it's a time when the veil is very thin between the two worlds, between the spirit world and our world. So it made it easier to have contacts with the spirits and fairies back then, and now, but we just aren't taking our cattle from the summer pastures to slaughter, so thankfully. And then the feasts of food and drink were offerings to the spirits to keep them safe during the winter. This is all how it originated. But we still, celebrate it today. And this would ensure people and livestock survived the winter. The souls of dead kin was said to visit their homes seeking hospitality, and a place was set at the table for them during the feast. Mumming and guising started in early modern era, where people dressed in costume going door to door reciting verses in exchange for food. And now people say trick or treat and get candy, but then they could get an apple, probably all kinds of different things. And I don't know if they had to say trick or treat or what they actually said, but I'll have to look that up sometime and see. Now, setting your altar up for Samhain, this is the time of year the earth is going dark, so you want your colors to reflect late autumn, and use deep purples, like purples, burgundies, blacks, as well as harvest colors like orange and gold. And then you've got this I decided to use for that. The candles that you use, which I don't know why I didn't bring my candles. I guess I had it so full of other stuff here that I didn't bring the candles to set up. So give me a minute and I'm going to go get some candles. 5 hours later, I returned with candles. No, it was only just a couple minutes, but sorry about that, y'all. I hate it whenever I forget something. So, we've got orange, purple, black. You also want a white usually to offset this, to give hope for the coming winter, is what it does on that one. So then we got the cloth, add symbols of death. And you see I've got skulls all around. I've even got Santa Morte, Grim Reapers, the skull with the spider, my ravens. And then also you could do grave rubbings, ghosts, and things such as that. The rest I already have up there, so I was skipping over what all that you would need. And you can add representation or a picture of your ancestors, or make a separate altar or shrine for them, because you want to leave that space at the table for one or more. It just depends, you know, on how many that you have that you want to bring into the celebration. This is my great-grandmother. She's taught me a lot, so I'll give her a special spot here on my Samhain altar. Okay, you can also add dried leaves, acorns, ears of corn, mulled wine, dark breads, a straw man, which I didn't do, but you can make a representation out of straw, just, you know, pine straw, and, you know, have it represent your ancestor. And you can use baskets of apples, pumpkins, squash or root vegetables, herbs, which are rosemary to remember your ancestors, and mugwort for divination. You can have that. You can burn it if you want to, or you can just have it sitting there. And then add your tools, tarot cards, pendulum, crystal ball, and then the feast. Now the feast can be outside if you live south. And you know, it's usually not that cold during that time of year. And you can have your bonfire for your representation and have your table set up with this type stuff on it. Outside, your candles, your statues, and things like that, representing everything you need. Set that spot for your loved one, your ancestor. Or you can do it inside and then go outside. You do really want a bonfire. It's just very sacred that way, you know, because it helps get rid of all the, clears the evilness and lets in the light, basically. And let's see. So the traditional foods for your feast would be something with apples, like an apple pie, pumpkin, like a pumpkin pie, some cranberries, cider, stews, because way back in the day, a hearty stew, you know, cooked over the fire basically, is what they were eating. So that would be more traditional. And spiced baked goods, there again, put your cinnamons and different things like that in your apple pie or pumpkin pie. Corn, root vegetables like potatoes, carrots, sweet potatoes, and that would be for your feast. You know, just average type traditional stuff. Now, Samhain, these are your rituals. Samhain is known as the Witch's New Year. So a good ritual to do is light a black candle on your altar and say, I light this flame to guide me through the darkness. May it protect me and illuminate the path ahead. And then 2, honor your ancestors. Visualize them, closing your eyes, speak to them, expressing your gratitude for their influence in your life. Place a photo or memento by the black candle. So let's take her picture here and put it by the black candle. We'll just do it right here, right in front of the black candle. Might not be safe. If I had this actually lit, I would make it a lot safer, believe me. Okay. And then 3, take a moment to think about the past year lessons, learn challenges faced, and growth achieved. You know, write these reflections in your journal. Allow your thoughts to flow freely. What have you learned this year from mistakes you've made that you do not ever plan to do again, so that you can go by and read these in a couple years and say, oh, yeah, I better not go that route because it led me in the wrong direction, type thing. Grow from your mistakes, basically, and write down the things that made you grow. And 4, light the white candle, symbolizing the new light that will eventually return. This is when the earth starts getting brighter, more light again, more sun. And say, as the wheel turns, I welcome the light that will come after darkness. I honor the past, embrace the present, and look forward to the future. Sounds good to me. So we got your black candle, your white candle. And they don't have to be this big. They can be smaller ones. These you can see better because I've got it surrounded with so much different stuff. I just wanted to make sure that you saw all of them. But they can be the little chime candles. They can be the household type candles, but just make sure they're solid color. That's the important part. Okay, and then pour a small amount of water into a bowl, symbolizing the thinning of the veils between the two realms, which I don't have a bowl here, but just get a bowl, pour a little bit of water in it, just to symbolize the thinning of the veils. And then say, I give thanks for blessings of the past year and offer the gifts in gratitude. May it nourish the spirits of those who have gone before and guide me through the year to come. All right. Sounds very ritual. And then close the ritual by reflecting, feeling the connection between the past, present, and future. And when you have done this, blow out the black candle and then the white candle. Blow out the white candle. Thank the spirits and the energies that have been present during your ritual. You can leave the bowl of water and offering overnight and dispose of them outside, returning them to the earth. And that is it, my friends. Thanks so much for watching my channel, Spiritual Journey with Donna. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something, gotten something from it. And make sure that you like, subscribe, and that way it keeps us knowing that we're doing something right for you. Thanks so much.